Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is me going Q4 of the weekly contest 470 count node zero pairs that sum to n. Hit the like button, subscribe button, join me in Discord. Let me know what you think about this one. This one we're going to go over some of the ideas and techniques. I end up spending a long time here, an hour and 13 minutes, wasting all my lead on the other problems, to be honest. And the reason why I did that, and this is the reason why the contest video for this is labeled premature optimization, is that I prematurely tried to optimize. Not necessarily realizing it, but still I did. That said, there are probably two main ways to approach this problem. Four if you want to count top down versus bottoms up. Maybe more if you want to do space optimization, but the idea is that there are two main ways to attack this problem. And this is, of course, digit DP, digit dynamic programming. Digit dynamic programming, you could probably Google for it. I'm not going to go over all the details of digit DP for this video because they're probably just like, even as a topic, it is worth its own video that is going to be, a reasonable amount of time to actually cover correctly, right? But I'm going to apply it to what I understand about this problem. And first of all, I'm going to structure this in a very specific way. I did it in one specific way. I'm going to go over that solution, and then I'm going to try to upsolve doing it the other way. That's basically the idea, or that's how I'm going to structure it. But before that, I want to give you an idea of why it took me so long. Why I talk about that, it's because of course, if you're here just to learn about this problem, that's fine per se. You can maybe skip forward, watch it on 2x, whatever, right? But I think what makes my videos unique, in a way, is that I am going to tell you what went wrong and how to debug it. Or you could see how I debug it because you see the live portion, right? And just how to think about different ideas and so forth, right? And part of that is me going over why I was wrong, right? And me trying to figure out, okay, how do I prevent this from happening next time, right? Because at the end of the day, because once I got it, it was very fast to code. But yeah. Okay, so the first thing I would say is that this is a count problem. You have some 10 to the 15, so immediately, honestly, maybe like 10 seconds after reading this problem, I knew it was I knew that it was digit DP, digit dynamic programming. And honestly, if you watch the live portion, I think I didn't even finish reading this problem, and I was like, I looked at 10 to the 15. I'm like, oh, this is probably digit dynamic programming. So I say that not to brag because I spent an hour and 13 minutes. So in fact, it is a source of sadness, really, right? Like, got it in 20 seconds, the idea. That is one of the difficult part about dynamic programming in general, right? And maybe harder problems in general, really, not just DP, is that even if you know the algorithm, it does not mean your job is done. Even though that could be a tough job, but it's not, your job is not done. You just have to do it. Okay, so what went wrong? What went wrong is I tried to prematurely optimize. And what I mean by that? What I mean by that is that I think I just didn't analyze the states well enough. And I try to it comes, well, yeah, the core mistake was that I didn't analyze my dimension and states enough. And the two things that came out of that, right? One is that the quote unquote the slower, sloppier, whatever you want to call it, maybe it's less clean, but the less clean way is fast enough. And if it's fast enough, well, that's all you care about, right? You don't need it to be the optimal. You just need it to be fast enough. And then two is that I didn't understand my states as a result, or like it was just way more complicated. And because I didn't do the math, it didn't turn out that it was really necessary that it took the time that it did, right? But yeah, and so what did I do? Well, So this problem is you have some target is equal to some number a and b, and you're trying to count a's and b's where neither have 0 in their digit, right? So honestly, I thought that this was one of those problems where certain properties of A implies certain properties of B, right? And that's it. That's basically my entire spiel, is that I did not realize that, and this happens sometimes, right, with other dynamic programming problems where you're like, oh, you analyze the complexity. No, I mean, it turns out that one of the dimensions, one of the states, is a function of another dimension. So like, so as a result, like, it's not a real dimension. So your analysis is a little bit not precise, right? And I thought this was one of those things, and as a result, I thought that I could represent B states in terms of A, and that's my core issue. And if you watch me solve it live, the thing was that I was like, I wrote something like, okay, let's just say we have a digit DP. I call it F nowadays. I have the index of the thing. I have the carry. We'll go over that in a little bit. And then we have, what did I have? And then I have some other stuff. But I thought that I could brute force on A. So the first digit of A goes from like 1 to 10. So we skip 0 or something like that. And if you know what I'm talking about, then I'm going from least significant bit to most significant bit, right? And we'll talk about what that means in a second. But basically, if I did something like this, or for A is the current A digit is equal to this, and this function is depending on A. So then we could calculate indirectly B, right? So B is equal to maybe like, the target's index minus A minus carry or something like this, either plus or minus. And then now we have to, do stuff with B, right? And honestly, I just didn't get it right, because I got lost into making this thing way too complicated. And how I solved it later is just by, it took me a long time to do this. And it's funny because during my daily videos, I was talking about trying to figure out how to reset yourself. And I keep on failing to do so, even though I tried, right? So anyway, so that's kind of why I was taking a while, is because I kind of doing this prematurely optimization. Why is it a premature optimization? You'll see when I go over it in a sec. So, okay, so digit DP, what does that mean, right? So what is the right way of doing it? Well, the right way of doing it is just, brute force on A and B itself, right? So if you have, in a normal digit DP, you could say your function might look like this. You have index, you have a prefix, and then you have, in this case, you might have like, some other things, right? But the idea here is that prefix is the thing that is the prefix means this number matches the prefix of the target number, right? Right. And the idea behind that, in general digit DP, I'm going really fast because this is basic digit DP, right? Is that, let's say you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as your target number, and you're only doing one number at a time. Then if you have 1, 2, well, you don't want, because this prefix match, this number X cannot be 4, for example, right? Because we go 4, that means that whatever the rest of the things are, this number is already going over the number, right? So because we want to keep the number from 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have to just keep track of whether the prefix match, and if it doesn't match, then it doesn't matter, right? Because if this is a 1, then X can be anything. It could be 0, well, not in this problem, but it could be as small as it wants and all the way up to 9, right? So that's what the prefix means, right? And then maybe some other things, and And yeah, and then the idea behind that is just basic digit DP stuff. It turns out that you can make this a little bit more straightforward, right? You could say now you could just do for loops on A and B at the same time. And that's really basically what I did. So actually, we'll just go over the code because I'm end up typing it anyway. Yeah. One trick that I would tell you though, and you can't submit this because it's too slow, is that I wrote the brute force code. That's why I actually, even though I took a long time, I got no wrong answer. I would have gotten like 4 wrong answers if I didn't write this code because I checked it for certain numbers and I was like, oh, this is just wrong, right? And this is the brute force code of just given the number n, we brute force A, we brute force B, and double check that, there's no 0 in them, and then we just count them, and that was it, right? Definitely advocate you do that and make sure that, you can also like write stuff like asserting that this is equal to your actual answer, and of course you have to comment it out because otherwise it just times out, right? But yeah, okay. So then now, given this n, I convert it to a string just because it's slightly easier to work with, not a big deal. And then we have the length of the s, the length of the s here, right? And then now we have the DP function of the index. Index is just the index of the number target, right? And then we have need carry. So there are 2 ways to do it, right? So given a number, say, we'll go over both those ways in a second, but let's say you have, a number, let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then now you have to brute force on A and B, right? So this is T for target. And let's say, we brute forced it here. We have a 1 here, a 0 here. Well, you can be, okay, well, could be a 0 actually. But that means that if you're here, then now you need a carry in the future. So that's all this is saying, is that need carry means that because if there's no carry, then this prefix is wrong, right? Because if there is a carry, so you have this 4 and the 9, then this one becomes a 2 and you're happy. But you don't know that yet, so it's saying, okay, I need a carry. Or the previous thing needs a carry from this, so we have to we're at the digit 3 right now. We need a carry because otherwise the previous thing don't match. So that's what this need carry does, right? Need a carry if for the previous states, right? Previous state, right? Prefix A and prefix B, we always said, that's just so that we could limit our, for loop. And then you have leading A and leading B, right? So the idea behind leading A and leading B is that A contains a leading 0 and B is the same, right? What I mean by that is that you can think about it here, like the way that we have it here. You actually have zeros, right? And zeros are, technically speaking, if you structure it like this, is allowed, right? Because, well, they're just leading zeros, they go away. And that's basically what this does. And the idea here is that as soon as I forget what I said true first, right? Yeah. So basically, this is saying that this is leading 0. So, and as soon as you have any number, say you have a 1 here, then now leading is going to be 4. So then you cannot have zeros after the first time you have a non-zero number. That's what leading zeros mean, and that's basically this problem. Yeah. And that's basically all the states, right? And what is the well, we won't go over the time complexity yet, even though I should have. When I was solving this problem, maybe that is the first thing that I should have done, but that's not what I did. Okay, so let's go over the base case. Base case is, well, we ran out of digits for the initial input. If we still need a carry, and my need carry is not Boolean for. So that it makes the math later a little bit easier. It's a 1 or 0. So if we still need a carry, then we're no good. Because if we need a carry, well, there's no more digits to give you a carry in the future. So yeah, so that's no good. And also, yeah, if we still on leading zeros, that means that this number is a 0 and this number is a 0, or well, one of them is a 0. So yeah, so the only way, yeah, so if we have a real number on the A and a real number on the B, and we do not need any more carries from the future, then we have one number, right? Pretty hopefully straightforward. This is the easier part. And then now you have total. This is just to sum up the count. The target, this is just the current index, but converted to an int, because this is a string. Maybe I should have just converted them. I had it the other way earlier. But yeah. And then now we have this is just to keep track of the prefix. I don't know, sometimes I write it a different way. But the idea is what we said about the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thing, right? Is that if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if this is 1, 1, then prefix A is going to be false. So then this could go up from 1 all the way to from 1 to 9, or even 0 to 9, really. Well, 0, and then it gets filtered out. But yeah, if this is a 2, then prefix A is true. Then now this can only go up to the target, which is 3 in this case. Oops, 3 in this case. And that's it. That is the core idea behind this and this for A and B. And then now we just do a for loop. So when I rewrote it, and this actually, like, if you stand back, this code is like not that long, and it makes me sad that I spent a long time on the other one. But yeah, but I just put a loop on A, pretty straightforward. So we can, if A is 0, we can only use a 0 if it is leading, right? So that means that we haven't had a number yet. And we do the same thing for B. So I at some point I was just like, oh, why don't we just do a for loop on B? Maybe I'm like making something dumb instead of like, because I had it the other way that I thought was close, and maybe I could still debug it, but I just couldn't figure it out. I don't know. Like maybe there's an if statement I'm missing or something like that. And if you watch the live portion, I tried a lot of random if statements almost, right? But yeah, so I just did a for loop. And then now I also did a new carry, right? This is, do we need a carry from the future, right? So we just check in both cases whether there's a carry in the future or there's not, right? So in both cases, we just check, and that's it. Because if we do get a carry, then we have A plus B plus the carry. If we don't get a carry, then, well, we still add it, but the new carry is zeros, right? The need carry means that we need a carry, in the past, we need a carry from now. So if this is a 1, that means that and this is, I think it's easier if you do a visualization. You have something like this, as I was saying, if you have like 1, 1, 1, and this, maybe that's not a good, like a 5, right? Well, because this is only a 1, we know that we need a carry here, right? So that means that instead of, well, in this case, it would just be an 8, right? Yeah. But otherwise, I guess otherwise, then it would just not work. But then this is a random pair. But if you don't need a carry, then this is no longer a random pair, right? The 5 and the 8 could no longer match. So it would just, well, in this case, it would just not match. But you have someone like this instead. Well, maybe not that one. But someone like that would match, for example, right? So this is what it does. It's just that you're looking for the target plus either 10 or not 10. And then that's basically it. We update the prefix. Again, if prefix is A, if we have a, if the prefix still matches, then we still need to keep matching. That's basically what this does for A, and the same thing for B. And yeah, so this is the recursion. We go index plus 1, the next digit, the new carry, yep. The new prefixes, we just talked about that. And then now whether there's still a leading 0. If it's still a 0, then, it just keeps going. If it's not, then, well, this just becomes false now, right? And that's it. That's what the leading 0 does. And yeah, so that is the sad part. So what is the complexity, right? This is the sad part. Is that, okay, well, index, as we said, index is, well, S of n, which is 15, right? Need carry is binary. Prefix is boolean, 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 boolean. So we don't have 5 booleans. Well, not need carry. 5 booleans, which means 2 to the 5th, which means 32. So now you have 15 times 32, right? doing the math. 480. 480 total states, and each state does well, this goes up to 9, this goes up to 9, this goes up to 2, so this is only 200, right? 200 work. So at most this is going to be do, right? Time. And that's it. And these are like very cheap operations, right? Maybe you could say function calls in Python, but whatever, right? These are cheap operations, so that's why this is my you know, estimate. And that's the sad, I say that this is the sad part is because if I had done that, then this is obvious that I should not have prematurely optimized, right? The way that I could have done it is yeah, the way that I was trying to do it is that I was actually also trying to encode prefix B into A. I didn't have, so okay. So first of all, this is the MS, what I call MSB into LSB, meaning that you start with the most significant digit, right? First, and what I mean by that is that given someone like this, given this number, we start at, you know, the left side first, right? We go, okay, well, let's try, let's make this a 9 per second. Let's try this, dot, right? Where the other one, the other version that you can think about is LSB to MSB. And in that case, what you would have is, you know, in this case, you would try the digits the other way around. So maybe this is 1, you try 1 and the 4, because 1 and the 4, 1 plus 4 matches 5. And of course, it's the same idea. Maybe in this case, you may have like 6 and 9, and that also works, but then now you have a carry, right? Okay. We will upsolve it using this way in a second, but for now, well, let's just finish the analysis, right? So yeah, given this, it feels sad because I thought that maybe you could embed deleting A's and B's into it. So I think the way that I end up doing, maybe it was like 2 to the 3rd or 2 to the 4th, which is fine, right? Time is equal to 8. Sn again is going to be 15. So maybe if I was smart, and maybe this isn't even precise, but I was thinking, I mean, that's what my code was looking like. So you go to this, and then my inner loops, I just didn't have the 4B loop or the new carry loop. So I only had a 4A loop, and then I tried to do a lot of if statement math, which I could not get right. But as a result, I only do 9 work, well, with a lot of if statements. But as a result, like 15 times 8 times 9 is super fast, but unnecessary, right? Because I end up taking an hour and 13 minutes. So that's basically where I went wrong. And then yeah, let me show you all the code for a second. I guess this is all the code really. This is the brute force, this is the top, and this, remember the cache for memorization. And then this is the function that I could barely squeeze in if I delete this, maybe. Yeah, this is the entire function, and you just kick it off by calling 0, 0, true, right? I would say I don't think it matters that much whether you do it from most significant bit to least significant bit. I just did too much premature optimization as a result. As a proof of that, let's upsolve. If you want to take a look at someone's good least significant bit to most significant bit digit, this is from my Discord from Tin Lee. Lei. Let me know if I'm saying it wrong. My apologies. But yeah, so this looks good. I'm not explaining this because I am going to try to upsolve it now, right? Okay. Yeah, and if you want to just see the live portion, you could skip forward. But I mean, I do know the answer now, so I can upsolve it, right? I mean, I know that I can, and I knew that what I was doing wrong, but so maybe that's a little bit better. But we'll see, right? So then, how would this look like in the other way? And of course, you can also do it bottoms up and stuff, but I don't know, that part I'm not gonna do. Right? So let's say we have index, you have carry. Then now maybe you have a done A, done B. Done A means that the number is done, so it's only all zeros. Basically, reversing out the leading zero. That's what this does. Right? All right. Right? And now if index is like, I think I mean this is fine, but I think I want to reverse this so that now we're still going from 0 to the thing, except for the string is reversed. So then now if this is n, then if carry is equal to 0, then we're good, right? Because I think that's the only state in this case. And just to be clear, what I'm doing may be very wrong. I didn't really think about it afterwards. It's not like, you know, otherwise you're just paying, otherwise I'm just typing it in and that's not interesting. I am actually trying to solve it, even though I have an idea because, you know, during the contest I did try this, but, you know, it is what it is. If you think I'm like, because once in a while I get comments about like, why do you pretend you didn't solve this yet? I'm like, look, I don't know what you think this video does, but yeah, okay, because I am just trying to get practice on this, but okay, right? And then now you have for a in range from, let's just say 0 to 10, right? Because we could do math. If a is equal to 0, I mean, I want to say if a is equal to 0 and not done a, right? Because then we skip. But how do you do done? Maybe that's an interesting thing. We'll think about it. Yeah, if b is equal to 0 and not done b, and of course, actually, I will true, but it should just be false, right? Actually, I don't know. That's actually interesting. No, it's the other way, right? Basically, yeah, maybe I'm still thinking about the other one. So if it's done, that and a is not 0, then we skip, right? Because it's done, we cannot do it. I think that's the more precise one. Okay, and then now that means that if we are 0 and we're not done, then we can convert it to done, right? Okay, I think that sounds better, right? So then now we have if a plus b plus carry, right, is equal to the target, and target again we'll just write is equal to s of index, right, int of this mod 10, then yeah, then we're good. Then we have total, we added by f of index plus 1. The new carry is going to be 1 because now they're, wait, is there? Well, I guess we have to, well, I guess technically it's just this, right? And we could maybe, I know I could use the walrus operator, but I don't know. I think it doesn't look cool, right? Let's go d for digit. So then d divided by 10, right? Meaning that if there's a carry, then now, you know, it'll be a 1. Otherwise, yeah, done a, done b, maybe. It's not quite that. I think we need a new done a is equal to done a, or a is equal to 0, right? Then that, yeah. So then, yeah, and then now this is new done. And I think that's it, right? Want it real quick? Maybe not, but oh yeah, I did forget to write this out. But while I was writing it, I was like, oh, you have to remember to do this, but I forgot. String of, Oh, it's SN, not okay. That part is a little bit messy actually. I should change this to a target thing. I don't know why it goes away so quickly. Like, can I just make like the left tab close? I guess something like that. This is clearly wrong, right? So we can debug it. Why do I have 3, 4, and 2? 2 is the most perplexing. I don't really do this here, but I mean that's just a minor setup. Carry index. Yeah, I don't know. I'm also surprised that for 2 it returns 3, which is probably have to do some maths. Right. Well, okay. One of the reasons why this I think it's counting is that it double counts the zeros. So it does for number 2, it does 0 plus 2 and 2 plus 0 probably. So that's probably the 2 of the wrong answers. So how would I fix that? I'm trying to think if there's like a non-messy way of doing it. I guess done A and done B cannot be on the first digit. Maybe that's good enough, right? So yeah. So maybe you could write something, and this is kind of yucky, but the index is you go to 0, we continue, something like that, right? Because you need to, both numbers have to have one digit that's not a 0, and the first digit has to be equal to 0, otherwise, yeah. All right, so then now this looks a little bit better. Not sure about this though. That does not make it better. Okay, so why is this wrong? So you have the first number, right, is 11. So the first index is going to be 0, no carry, false, right? Going to be a 1. So okay. Why doesn't this ever work? Oh, this just goes to 0. So you have a 2 and a 9. Oh, this is me just being dumb. That's not quite right. I mean, yeah, it's basically if carry is equal to 1, no, I mean, I think this is right, but I think I'm not handling the case well where we're in the second index. This should be 0 and this should be 0. And then this should, yeah. They both should be 0. And that should pass through though, right? So okay, let's see if there is a case where A and B is equal to 0. Index. I think there should be. And a carry. I guess might as well. I don't know what it's printing, but I mean, okay, that's what I mean, because I don't need to print that much stuff. So it is not giving me a case where A and B is 0. Target should be 1, right? So if this is 1, this should be 0, this is 0, and we're all good, but it's not reflecting in this, right? Why is that? Yeah, this should be, okay. If index is equal to 1, this is going to be, target is going to be 1, right? All right, I guess I do have, I'm just trying to avoid doing this, but I guess it is what it is. Right? Okay, so you have 1, 8, you have index A, B, carry. Okay, let's just do it if index is equal to 1, right? The zeros are not 2 plus 9. It should be equal to 1, right? Why do I write it like this? Why is target? Oh, I'm dumb. I put the mod 10 on the other side. Whoops. I was trying to like figure out why did I do a mod 10 on target. Target is always less than 10. Okay. Silly boy. Okay, but and now that I've done it this way, hopefully I'm. Oh, not right. Oh no, I was looking at this one. They really need a better UI. Like why? I don't know. In any case, yeah. So that looks okay. Let's give a quick submit. But now that I've done it this way, I can see why this way is actually. I think this way is actually a lot easier. And I did try to do it mostly this way. But the only thing that I didn't do, let me see. I actually copied the code. I didn't submit it because it was not right. Because I tested against the brute force, but yeah, I'm just looking at my code. So my function looked something like this. In my the code that I was stuck in for like an hour, right? And this code is, you know, I mean, you saw me type the live, and even with the typo, I didn't take that long relatively, right? So and this was the code that I was doing. I thought yeah, digit is the index, and then I would carry extra. I guess it's what I was trying to think about with A and B. If I had done it with 2 loops, maybe that would have been cleaner. Because I just thought basically the idea here is that in the lingo that we have now, we have A and then we have B, right? But I think what ultimately it changed my mind is that I just wasn't handling. I wasn't handling things well, right? Because I was only handling extra doesn't do anything, by the way. I was just messing with it. But the way that I was writing it, I didn't handle B being done. I think this, so maybe this was close, but I didn't handle B being done. Yeah. Because this is basically saying, okay, the current number is done because now everything has to match. But then I didn't do B, and maybe there's also a case where both A and B are done, right? And you just have to carry. So I mean, and you can handle those cases, but I just wasn't able to do it. This is a glimpse of my code. You can watch if you watch the live portion, you'll see me kind of pour over it. Right now, my goal is just to see if I could have like, is there a path to make this work? And maybe there is, but as you can see, this is way complicated. And once I kind of, you know, just think through the cases, even though I did still make a silly mistake, once, you know, you see this thing, it should be done. Yeah, I think I just tried too hard. I mean, it's kind of weird because I haven't done B, but I could also have just written, maybe I could even play around this, right? So you have, you know, like for a double upsolve, let's see if I can upsolve this B loop, right? And this, of course, just by the way, is slightly faster than the other one, right? The most significant bit one, because index goes from 15, carry is Boolean, done is Boolean, done the other done is Boolean, right? So you have 3 Booleans, and so then now inputs is equal to 15 times 2 to the 3, which is 8, right? So that's not that much at all, right? Or whatever it is. That's not right. It's not 150. I'm bad at math. What is that? 120? Yeah. And then each input does, well, 10 times 10, and that's it, right? So pretty simple, right? Pretty fast. This is why a lot of people got it so quickly, but I don't know, right? And you could even optimize this to 100 probably, but you don't even have to. That's my point. But I am going to do it for fun though, because it's so fun, right? Okay, so then you have, you have target is equal to a plus b plus carry divided by mod 10, right? So this is what we have. So that means that it is tricky actually, right? So then now maybe there are 2 cases. I mean, you could do it with an if statement. Yeah, you could say so there are 2 cases. You could break this down to 2 cases, which is that this where target I guess that I had this in my head, which is why I put the target here, but technically, yeah, but I think I just got confused. So then there's the case where a plus b plus carry is greater equal to 10. Technically it has to, yeah, and the same thing but less than 10, right? So then now we do the case where target plus 10 is equal to a plus b plus carry. So that's the math, right? And then in that case we minus carry on both sides, minus a on both sides, and then that's b, right? So b is equal to this on a carry. If b is if b is cannot be 1, well, I guess it actually could be 0. Whoops. So okay, so we tried this b for now. And actually we could do a loop on here. Yeah, we can do a loop on this. I was gonna like not try to not do a loop, but maybe that doesn't even make sense because we're just gonna write the same thing, just that we unroll the loop manually, right? So then maybe you can write for new carry in 0, 1, right? So then now you could say this new carry times 10. So you have this, right? And then now everything should be the same, pretty much. Except that this would already be true, or should be. Hopefully no silly mistakes. Oh, D, I still used to D. And yeah, and here it's just new carry, right? Because that is priced in. Do I think I have to check that B is less than, yeah. So if B is greater than, well, greater than 10, we continue for obvious reasons. Could be negative too, I think, maybe. Yeah, okay. If B is less, I suppose, right? Okay, so this is, oh, I was gonna say this is clearly not right, but yeah. So, but I was looking at the wrong thing again. So there you go. Now we optimized away a 10 loop. I don't know where it went, but oh yeah, I just kind of put it here. So then now you could say is 10 or maybe 10 times 2 for each carry if you want. But yeah, I guess so. Okay. So that's what I was trying to do, but I guess I just didn't. I think I just didn't have to, I had done A in a way. The reason why I was struggling during the contest was that I had done A, but I didn't. I thought that done B also implied it or something, but and by the time I realized that it doesn't actually, I just couldn't. think it through, and I did a really hard reset mentally to do it. So maybe, and yeah, because I didn't think that I was able to go from what I had to this that easily, and I was trying, but yeah, but this is the least significant bit to the solution. Upsolved. So if you're always curious about what upsolving means and what it looks like, well, this is it. But again, as you see, this is not even necessary, right? Like it's a little bit faster, but you know, the numbers are so small. Yeah. Anyway, let me make this. Oh, it is already small. Huh. Did I make it smaller? In any case, well, here's the code in case you're curious about the other way of doing it. And it is apparently faster, but not an issue. Anyway, that's all I have for the explanation part. Let me know what you think. And yeah, you could watch me solve it live really slowly during the contest next. I feel like that one is easy to get wrong as well. Only 56. I feel like I was fast, but not fast enough. 5 people already got this, so we'll see how this goes. Big number, is it going to be digit DP probably? I didn't even read the problem yet. It's just I saw a count and the big number. No zero integers upon let's continue. Five people already got this? I guess test sounds like a cheater. But well, there's symmetry. That doesn't help enough. Okay, what does it mean? I mean, it's digit DP for sure, but what does it mean? What does it mean? Yeah, I have to find the digit DP. Okay, so we could enumerate one half, and then the other half, what do we do? Can you enumerate one half? Don't know. Base 9? Are we doing things in base 9? No, it's not base 9. Because you're still adding base 10. Right? And 9 plus 1 is still okay, if 0 is in, no, that's not true. I was gonna say if 0 is thing, but no, the numbers itself. So the sum can contain zeros. So okay, so maybe it is digit DP. I confused myself a little bit. 10 people already got it though. Okay. Does it matter what the number? So then we just count. Because of symmetry, we just count the number of numbers that don't have zeros, right? Minus 1 maybe? So then now this is 10. I think that sounds right. So I just count the number of numbers that don't have zeros. Is that true? Because the mirror can be, right? So, or not the mirror, but the inverse. So you have like, I don't know, 101 plus 10. So if you have 111, then this is not a good example. Okay, maybe just 12. So then we have 113. 12 doesn't have a 0, but 101 does, right? Then how do you check that? How did 10 people get it already? So it's not just counting that. You have to. How? So then it's inclusion, exclusion. How do you do the overlaps though? Because doing the overlap is the same as doing neither. Because you could count one of these and then you could count. Number pairs. Oh. Okay. Let's just say we have 0, right? Fine. So that's the other number. So we take a 1, then that's. Can we go? Do we go the other way backwards then? 2, 1. We found 3. Okay. We have a 1. We have a carry maybe. So a carry. So we count forwards. Can you count forward though? Okay. So we have a number 2. Okay. And now we have a number 1. Okay. I mean, I guess it is the. Maybe that's just it. One at a time backwards. And a carry bit. Right? Okay, I guess so. I usually write DP a different way, but maybe this is not quite the same. So the digit. Whether there's a carry. And just like a leading 0 type thing, right? A lot of people got it. Oh, Alex got it? I guess I'm not surprised if it's digit DP. How did I count? How do I count exactly? I'm trying to find my digit DP ideas. maybe that's it. I'm trying. Don't know how to. I guess and take no tick, and then calculate the rest. How do you go check? Maybe that's fine. Maybe this is it. Okay, fine. Okay, if we no tick, then we have to go to is there a leading thing? I don't think so. Maybe that's just wrong. Okay, well, tick. I need a. I guess. Oh no, leading is for whether we have to continue, right? Okay, so maybe. Right. So then now no tick maybe. Leading is not quite the right word. Maybe like just extra. Man, I'm very slow today. Okay. I don't know what keeps beeping in the background. Okay, so then now, okay, so if there's extra, then we just return 0, right? Otherwise, And we're saying that all the other numbers are 0, so then now we have carry, and this is from the n. So we want to reverse this, maybe. Right, so then now we go no, there's no for loop, it's just a count, right? Just checking whether this is correct, right? So okay, so if this is always false, then maybe we just not extra. Okay, so we don't have any leading zeros on the thing, so we have a carry. If we have a carry, then now current is equal to carry, right? If is it just one then? Yeah, I guess so. It's just that if there's no, oh no, you have to check whether there's zeros, right? Okay, 4. So for each digit from here, okay, wait. Is it this digit or is it 0? Then check. No, it's digits plus 1, right? I think. Okay, so then now, if s of digit is equal to 0 and not carry, then we return 0. Otherwise, for each digit beyond that, if okay, I think that's what I'm trying to say, and take let's see for current from 1 to 9, right? What am I doing? Right? Plus 1. Is there a carry? What does that even mean? What am I trying to do here? Okay, so we're looking at this digit. We're going, okay, let's try a 1. Right? And now what? And then there's a 3, so then this is going to be, so that means that the mirror number is going to be a 2. And there's no carry, right? So then this is just s of digit minus c. So if this is greater, because if this is now a 4, then there's a carry because this is a 9, right? Yeah. If this is greater than 0, then well, and with a carry, so plus carry. Why does carry? So then now is this +1. So then now there's a carry, right? Yeah. Wait, why am I having, what does extra do? Why would I do zeros? You can't do zeros. Oh yeah, you can't do leading zeros, Larry. Yeah, what am I doing? Different part. I think of different things. Okay, so then now this, else if then 0, then we're good, maybe? I don't know, I don't think this is quite right. YOLO submit real quick. Oh yeah, int. I lost the first, lost the extra. This out of bound. Oh yeah, I don't have a crazy thing, so okay. Almost doesn't matter, right? If digit, then we run out of numbers because we should have counted previously, right? Int object not callable because C is an object. Okay. Because I am a silly boy. S of digit is outbound. Oh, because of S +1. That means that if this is outbound, then okay. If something like that. This is so hacky though. Uh, 110. Okay. I mean, not close. How many people got it? Tanking rating wise, but oh well. 1 is good. The 2 is not so good. 110. Why did I have 110? 1. Okay, so then now this should be. So this should loop from. Let's see. It goes from 0, 0. Yep. 1, 1. There shouldn't be a carry though, right? Oh, I guess it just gets cached. That's why. But this should show up twice in the middle section, but it only shows up once, right? Oh, that's C +1. Why was C +1? It's C plus carry. What are you doing, Larry? All right, still wrong, but maybe, hopefully, a little bit better. At least it makes sense. So this should actually, this should not. Well, okay, maybe that should get caught and it's fine. But so this is not right because, yeah, okay, I think this is not right. I think it should be here, right? No, you have to do the subset too. But I think I'm doing this wrong. I think you have to take done. This is basically saying it's done, right? But here it should also have a count, I think. Oh, right. Right. All right, now this is way too much because I think of this, right? But why? I think we also overcount this 0, but that's could be just subtracted by 1. Why does this return 1 though? Am I doing this one wrong? If this is less than 0, no, I did it wrong. This is the other way. Okay, maybe that's more reasonable. Okay, I mean it's still because I overcount the initial 0, but that's still not great that this is 1 though. Why is that 1? Or 0 now? 1 is no bueno, and then you have 2, so you have a carry. Okay, you have a carry. And now the second digit has to be 0. That's why. That's why that leading thing. Okay. No. No, this should be here. Did I do that one? Okay. I want to try a big number first. Okay, let me write I should have done this earlier, but okay. If minus I. Okay. J not in the string of I. Just brute force really quick. So that's not right, right? So okay, so save me a little bit of a YOLO submit. Also double check some other cases first. 12, 31. Alright, so we're definitely wrong, which is a little bit sad. The brute force is also, you can see that the brute force is good, but we're overcounting and undercounting, which is definitely not a good sign. We're already wrong for 12, so we don't really have to look at anything else for now. 12, we have 8. Why? 12 is why am I so bad today? 111, 210 is not good. 3, 9, 4. Okay, and then it's Oh, this is duped. We're only counting one of the numbers, so I think that's fine. We just have to count the mirrors. So I think that is fine. So then now just 7, 8, 9, 11, right? So that's why it is 9, but I return 8. Why do I return 8? Because I don't do 2 digits correctly, I guess. Okay, so then now do a 1. Oh, what did I say it was? So 11 and 1. So then I do a 1. Okay, right. And because 1, no carry, 1 minus 1 is, what was it called? 12 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is greater than 0. So then now digit plus 1, right? And then now digit plus 1 is going to be the extra one. Now 1. Oh, it is because this is Leetcode 2. Because I don't count the fewer digits enough. Okay, how do I count the fewer digits? Because I just assumed that there would be symmetry it out. So then the mirror is going to be zero. So we have to find a mirror where it is not. Okay, so that's where I had the extra 1 thing. I guess I had it, but yeah, okay, fine. Where's my okay, but then now we have to think about the states, right? So okay, this means that this is false because of just how that works. Otherwise, then now, is there a carry? No, it's exactly the same, so there's no carry but true, right? Is this true? Maybe this is true. Then I don't need a -1 because you have to force it. Maybe I don't know if that's quite right actually, but it's fine. It's still wrong, unfortunately. Maybe this is false. That one I wasn't sure on. Okay, that one. I was looking at the wrong spot actually. So. Oh no, 8, 8. That's good. I mean that's not good, but the other way it overcounts, so that's no good, right? Why does that overcount? I think true is more correct, but then now here we do 1 carry is going to be 0, right? But then it becomes true. Is it true? No, we don't want another number in the. No. Okay. So it's so okay. So it means that the other number cannot be whatever anymore. So maybe that's not quite it. Maybe that's just this. That's what this. No, that's. I mean, it is kind of what this was supposed to be. No, that's done for the current number. This is done for the next numbers. That's not quite right. What is quite right? So you have to basically be the prefix, right? So that is the same as this, right? Is it not? Maybe it is. Now it's giving the right answers, so okay, now it's giving the right answers. Good, good, good. Maybe that's too big, I don't know. 65. No, still wrong. 100 was right though, but I was hopeful. Okay, that's why you tested though. Maybe 2 digits are wrong. It's kind of, or more than 2 digits rather. Huh. Because you love. Okay, so then why? Right. So if it's because one. Why am I so bad at this today? So if one of the numbers is 0, then okay. So in this case, if it's not the same, then maybe I just have to. Okay, so if it's exactly the same, then you have this thing maybe. I don't know. Okay. I mean, now it's just wrong again. It is something like this though, but I'm not handling right. Okay. So what does this true mean? This means that the mirror is done. Okay, so maybe that's just done with the mirror, and that means that C has to be exactly the same, right? What am I doing wrong? Minus, like, why is the other thing wrong? What is the case in which that's not true? I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't want to write it out. Why is this overcounting? Is it just... So 200 is already wrong. Maybe even like... maybe I just got lucky. These numbers are not monotonically increasing actually. That is actually a little bit surprising, but maybe not if I just thought about it. Okay. So something like double carry something, maybe? Something weird with the carry. Maybe that's why. Well, carry doesn't make sense, right? So there's no carry anymore. Right? Yeah, by definition. Because they're the same. This is frustrating because I feel like it wasn't that hard, but maybe it is to me. What am I missing here? Okay, so what is this saying? This is saying that it's a 0. That means that the other number has to be 0. So then why is this not right? I have to go through it. I just print it out, so maybe it gives me some insight. It runs out of space. Okay, fine. Let's just remove the 100. 1 and 100. Okay, 2 is okay. Maybe that's fine. That's 81. Why did I give 90? There's no 3-digit things, so that's actually a little bit awkward. What am I overcounting? If this is exactly, then the other digit is done, and then this number only has one possibility, right? Why is this wrong? Okay, so let's say this. What am I overcounting? Overcounting the fives, maybe? Like, am I double counting a number? No, I mean, there's only one number in which that would be the case. And there really only is 9 numbers every 9, so why would you get an extra 9? What about, okay, 1 is going to be, is that why? 1 is 109. Oh, okay. That actually is something. Okay, 109. Okay, because I don't think I handled this. Okay, so I go this, but then now, what's 1 and 109? So we have 1 and we're saying we're done, right? Okay, think, Larry. Okay, so let's say you have 1, so that means that the other number digit is a 9, but then now this has a, no, but then why would it overcount? Oh no, because it's subtracted 1, because there is a carry. No, that's this thing, right? Oh wait, no. So 109 is the mirror number. No, but the number is 110, right? So it doesn't find it. It doesn't find the 0, Larry. So okay, so here it doesn't find a 0, but there's a carry. So we didn't think about carry. Okay, so then now, and do you handle in carry well, maybe? Okay, so because, oh yeah, because, okay, so then now, if s of digit minus carry is equal to 0, return 0. No, alright, well, that really changed it. Why is that? Well, I mean, that's not even useful, but okay, maybe we can actually. Because that's actually not that useful, but so the digit is 109. So carry on the last bit, okay, 1. The digit is 1, the carry bit is 1, so then, but then the caching is not helping. I mean, I think that's it, but something like this, but I can't. The carry is wrong, maybe? So we have a 2. Okay, so let's say what number is this? 110, so then we have a 1, right? So 0 minus 1, so 0 minus 1 is going to be 2. So then now we check for the second digit. So 1, 1, 4th. Right? That's fine, but then it's, I guess it is technically right, but then now, okay, let's say we have 11, right? Well, no, this is, well, it's 110. Why am I so bad? Okay. Okay. So 110 minus, so you have 1. So just recursive. right? And then now that means that you have a 1 in the thing carry, and this would just never be true, right? So this will never be true rather, so this will always have a 1. So you can't do a 0, but if you do a 1, then now it has another carry. And then now, and then now it is, because now you have 1 digit left, and this is true. Okay, I see. But this is only true if SN is like greater than digit or something, right? Because that means you have more digits, right? Something like that, maybe. But I mean, it doesn't really make sense because we handled it here. But so the digit is equal. So if this is the last digit, then we're okay, right? But if it's not, okay. I mean, now we are Gucci again. Painfully so. Okay, let's bring back some of those. I just try a big one. I mean, if it works with that one, it's probably fine. No! I was hopeful. I don't know what I'm doing well. I mean, I think the idea is right. I'm just not implementing it well or something. Or maybe there's just more cases, right? Even 200 is wrong. Is my old case of 100 right? That's not even a given. I guess that is good actually. That's right, but 200 is wrong, which is not great. Yeah, even 150 is right. So is it like a 200 thing? Like a so 200 is wrong. That's interesting. Maybe I have 35 minutes left. I'm overcounting again. Why am I overcounting again? It's more interesting to find the ones that I'm overcounting, but I don't know if there's an easy way to do it. But I'm overcounting. What could I possibly be overcounting by? I guess I don't really use extra. There's always a carry, but that's not, shouldn't be the case though, right? Oh, I guess for 200 it is the case, actually. Yeah, okay, fine. Is this the case? I don't know. I mean, this looks right though, because that's just 20, I think, right? Okay, maybe not. Maybe there's an extra number, but well, maybe. I don't know. Oh no, well, it's -1 because of the 0, I think, so I think that's fine. But wait, this matches, right? What was I doing wrong? Oh no, this is the right answer, that's why. Okay, I'm confusing my print statements and my audit things. Okay, so 162 is the right one and the right 171. And this is like really not descriptive. It just depends on the. No, because now it's counting all of these as true, and maybe parts of this. So that's probably why. Because it only calls here, so then it's just some combination of these two things. The intended end is 162. So with nine extra. Don't know which 9 that might be though. I don't know how I fixed it the first time, really. Oh, I guess I did because of this carry thing. If there are no more digits, is this true? What am I doing? Oh, this means that the current digit is 0, because this is the current digit for the other one. And if there are more digits than 0. You can't keep carrying, right? That's not a thing. No. As of digit minus. No, it has to match. Yeah, I mean, we were trying to match, right? So, no. Is this one? I mean, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe this is just one of the days I'm not solving it, but I mean, and I know that the extra doesn't do anything, but should I? I don't know where this beeping keeps on coming from. Oh, no, that's not my fire alarm. Maybe I just need to do the math. Maybe this idea is too crazy. Let me copy the code somewhere safe, and I'll just, well, we'll see if I can restart. Maybe I have to do them at the same time. Is that it? Is that easier? Maybe that's how Alex got it so quickly. Okay. What would it look like if I try to do them both at the same time? Carry. What did I call it? Prefix A maybe? How do I look? 27 minutes. Can I do 27 minutes? Maybe leading suit. Okay, so now what does it look like? Okay, so it's called index. I always call it index, but yeah, okay. Oh, SN. If carry 0 and if leading A, what is leading? Okay, so if carries equal to 1. Carries equal to 1, you just don't do anything, right? I don't know why I don't put in the same one, but I keep on forgetting what I want. What does that mean? Contains leading zeros, which means that it can have zeros. Okay, I think that's what basically means. But why the? That's fine. I don't know why would it looks awkward though. Okay, and then now it's just about brute force maybe. I cannot tell that beep. Can you hear the beep? I don't know. Okay. Oh yeah, we want to say if not leading A, then we continue, right? Because okay. Is this easier? I don't know. Is this fast enough to I guess this is just a lot of, I mean, only 15 digits. It should be fine, but still a little bit messy looking, right? Actually, is equal to, okay, so this is equal to the target, right? I'm actually kind of hungry too. Is it -1 or +1? I'm so tired. Okay, so target. Okay, so then now B is equal to, right? That's basically what I was doing though. Why am I, okay, maybe I'm just not handling the leading zeros correctly. Okay. Can this be true? There's 10 and 9. I don't think this can be true. But maybe. I don't know how this can be true. But I'm just confused these days. Okay, and then how much time? 20 minutes. If B is 0, 0, and we no longer allow B to be 0, then we just skip. Otherwise, okay. Otherwise, what are we doing? I have to take care of prefix as well. That be. If we're still looking at the prefix, what is prefix again? I'm confusing myself. It means that oh, that means that it matches the prefix of the. Do we still need prefix if we're counting up or down? I'm confused. I'm confusing things because I'm counting this on the bottom, but then I'm doing prefix, so that doesn't make sense, right? But that doesn't make sense. Okay. But then now, how does carry get used then? So we assume that there's going to be a carry from the future, is it? This is messy. This is why you usually do. But this is so hard. So this, yeah, okay, no. And I'm passing out. I'll just do it this way. I don't know. And hoping that it is fast enough. We have 15 minutes left. Maybe this is just not my day. I got the other two pretty quickly, but and I think I have the idea, but yeah, I don't know. So basically, it's saying that we need a carry, right? So if there's a carry, maybe put need carry. So then now it is going to be target plus need carry times 10 is equal to A plus B. All right. Maybe it's just not my day. I'm not getting it. It's too lazy to do the math, really. But okay, so then now, maybe I just do. I can actually probably do math on this. This is terrible. 0, 1, right? If this is true, then total f of index plus 1, new carry. How do I update prefix a? Because I have to update it. And target A? No, I mean that's fine. And then leading A and leading B. Just like not. Right, so leading A and A 0, 0. Something like that, maybe. Missing the base case somewhere. No, it should be here. What am I missing? Does this happen at all? Doesn't seem like it. Right? Oh, well, I don't kick it off that way. That makes it hard. Need carry, no. Need prefix A, true, 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 true. Yeah, I was hoping. Regex not subscribable. Oh, wait, where is this? Oh, no, this is fine then. Carry is not defined. Yeah, I think that's fair. Okay, there's a lot of happen printed. Okay, so at least it does stuff. Am I lucky? Let's try a bigger number. Hopefully this is fast enough. There's still the boot code for. Alright. I guess that was it. I guess I should have. I tried to be too clever, maybe. YOLO submit. I mean, we have 9 minutes. If it's wrong, it's well. I try to be too clever with all the math, and yeah. I mean, that's how Alex did it so quickly. I mean, well, Alex is also like just really smart, right? Just to be clear. But yeah, dropped like a tank. 500 people got this correct. Should have gotten this one. Congrats to Alex. I saw him earlier. But the cheating updates are kind of weird, so I don't know, right? Man, I'm donating rating. But it is what I mean. I don't know. It's kind of funny because like you look at the cheaters, and I still beat the cheaters on Q1, 2, and 3. Well, not all of them, but but you know, a good amount of them, which is kind of amusing. I don't know, but Q4 maybe. I think I just got stuck trying to be too clever. I think now that I see it this way, maybe it's possible. 5 minutes is still pretty short, but like I think if they just double amount that, maybe it would have been fine. I don't know, a mess. I mean, I think we talked about this. I guess we didn't, but I mean, this is more for the retro thing. Well, what I was going to say is that sometimes you just get stuck on one idea and you can do it. And I kind of just had to reset myself. And I mean, this looks ugly, but and even this looks ugly. I mean, because you could probably do the math here, right? It's not hard to do the math, but I think I just got stuck in trying to, and that's what I was trying to do. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about this problem, this contest, everything in between. Stay good, stay healthy, to good mental health. I'll see y'all later and take care. Bye bye.